Hi, Mark Reedy here. In this video I'm going to show you how to link up two spreadsheets to TATEMS live database, and we're going to be looking at a couple of spreadsheets that will help you with your reminders for Lube services or preventative maintenance items. So let's go over to the website first, and we're going to get the first one here is going to be number 52. TATEMS Lube service reminders with remaining time left. So let me go ahead and save that one. I'm just going to save that to the desktop. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom here. We have a new one here, number 137. TATEMS Lube service reminders with remaining time left and extra equipment fields. So we'll save that one to the desktop as well. I'm just going to open that folder. And that's going to bring me over to the two spreadsheets there. So I'm going to open up the first one, double click on that. And the first thing we want to do here is click on Enable Editing and then Enable Content. Now I'm using Excel 365, and I think the one that we have currently is the 2016. Either 2016 or 2019, they should be the same. 2013 probably would work the same as this. 2010 and the 2007 versions are going to be a little different. And the video at the top of the Spreadsheets page has training on how to link up to these databases, or excuse me, link your database from any of the spreadsheets listed here using various versions of Excel. Okay, so what we want to do first is click Data, and then we're going to go to Queries and Connections, and then we're going to right click on the database file name here and choose Properties. Then we're going to click on the middle tab here that says Definition. And then the only thing we need to change here is where it says source equals / TATEMS 2005 be.mdb. And what I'm going to do is get the current data path for TATEMS. I'm going to go to Tools and Networking. And this could be on your network somewhere or on your hard drive. It just depends on where you have it stored. This is the default installation on a 64-bit computer. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and choose Copy. We just need that entire path there. I'm going to close the networking tool down. Come back over to Excel. And now I'm going to paste in. So I'm going to right click and choose Paste. So now we've pasted in everything from the after the equal sign here where it says source equals to just before the semicolon, and where it goes semicolon and then mode. So after the equal sign and before the semicolon, we want to paste in that path. And we're just going to click OK. So I'm going to close out this connections window or flyout over here on the right. And so now we can see the entire spreadsheet. And so now that we have it in there, I'm going to scroll to the left and we can see the equipment number, equipment description, the current miles, the current hours, the lube service type, the next mileage or kilometers that it's due at, how many kilometers or miles or kilometers are remaining until it's due. If it's based upon hours, this lube service type is based on hours. It's going to show the next hours due, the remaining hours, and then over here the next date due and how many days are remaining if it's something, if it's a lube service that is based on days. And it tells you the last lube service date of this particular lube service type. And then you have your sort order, which if you've assigned a numeric value to your equipment, then you can sort it by those numeric values. All right, so then you can also, now that we have it in here, you can filter it by various things. If you wanted to see everything of a specific lube service type, for example, we could unselect and look at just the 15,000 mile ones. And then when you want to bring them back, we just click on that little filter icon there and click select all again. Click OK. If you wanted to see items of a specific description, you could do the same thing. Over here on the remaining miles or kilometers, what you can do is you can sort that by lowest to highest. That way you see the stuff that's the most due. So we're going to go smallest to largest. And you can see this one here is 730,000 miles past due. And this one's 135,000 miles past due because it's got a negative sign in front of it. And then we can get down here to the ones that are coming up that aren't due yet. And it will base, it'll show you the miles remaining and the next date due. Now we can see here that these ones here, even though it is 100,000 miles, the next one is due at 100,500, and it's 16,000 miles to go. We can see here, because this particular database is set up to show items 1,000 miles before they're due, or 10 days before they're due, or 10 hours before they're due. And this particular Lube service type, this air filter replacement, is set up for mileage or for days, whichever comes first. So you can see here that it's 652 days past due, and that's the reason that it's showing up on this list. We see that, and then so even though these have a high number of miles remaining, they are past due as far as the days go, as far as the time that's passed since the last one was done. And we can see here that they were the last done in this particular database was done in 2017, so it's a little bit older database as far as showing you that information. All right, and so you could sort that by that information there. You can also sort by the next date due. So if I wanted to sort this by, in this situation, it looks like Excel is looking at these dates based upon a alpha numeric instead of a date. Okay, so Excel has a weird quirk that formats these dates as text. So you can see, because they're left aligned, that it's actually set as text. So in order to fix that, we need to be on the Data tab. Just click at the top of it there, and then click on Text to Columns. And then we're going to click Next. Make sure nothing is checked here in the delimiters. And then click Next. And then choose the date format that it should be. In this case, it's month, day, and year. So it might be different in your location if you want it in a different format. So I'm going to choose date here, and I'm going to use the month, day, year. I could use day, month, year, year, month, day, and so forth, but we are going to do month, day, year. And I'm going to click Finish, and we can see that it aligned everything off to the right now. And now I'm going to click on the filter. And now if I click on that little drop down there, it shows oldest to newest rather than A to Z. So I'm going to click on that, and now we can see the most past due to the least past due all the way up through 2020. All right, so that's how you can sort the dates. You need to just convert that column into a date column, and you can do the same thing on the last Lube date if you want to. Alrighty, and so that's how you use this spreadsheet, and then we'll take a quick look over at the other one, which is very similar, but it just, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to save this also to show you this. We'll just go ahead and save it. Remember, I originally saved it to the desktop, so I'm just going to click Save, and I'm going to close it now. And now if I open that back up again, now this is on the desktop too, over here, but I'm going to go ahead and open it from here. And it's still linked up to the database, and it'll bring in the live data. Every time you open it, it'll bring the most current data in there. And if for some reason it doesn't look like it's updated with more current data, you can click on the Data tab and then just click Refresh All, and it will rerun the query and bring in the fresh data. All right, so it's done there. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Go ahead and save it. And now we'll go to the other spreadsheet here. that's similar but has more data fields. So we're going to open that up. Click Enable Editing. Enable Content. Now I'm going to open up TATEMS. We're going to grab the current data path. Go to Tools and Networking and then right click on the path there. Choose Copy and Close and minimize TATEMS. Come back over here to Data, Queries and Connections. Right click, choose Properties, Definition. I'm going to paste in after the source equals and before the semicolon. And we'll just right click and choose Paste. And we're going to click OK. Let the queries run. Okay, so now we have everything in there. I'm going to close out this Queries and Connections box. And you can see this one's a lot larger because it has a lot more information. So in this one, we have our equipment numbers and so forth, but we also have make, model, year, VIN number, serial number, customer, the type of equipment it is, so it's equipment type. We have the department or area, the location. So if you wanted to filter by any of these columns, you can do that. So if you wanted, for example, just see all of the Peterbilts, we could just unselect that and just check out the Peterbilts there and say that's if you just want to work on the Peterbilts. Now we just see the Peterbilts. All right, and then we can remove that filter, and then or we can click on it again and choose Select All, and then click OK. So you can do the same thing on any of these columns. If you want to search for a specific VIN number, you could do that here. If you know what it is, you can just type it in. It'll bring it up, and then show you that particular piece of equipment if you want to look that way, and so forth. You can do that here. All right, so everything else is the same as far as the Loop service reminders information as the previous spreadsheet that I showed you. So that's it for this video. Hopefully that helps. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one. Take care.